taking a look at the White Sox starting lineup, that it's Ralph Garr in left field. Don Kessinger will bat second. He'll be at shortstop. Mike Squires hitting third at first base. Lamar Johnson, the designated hitter, he'll bat cleanup. Eric Soderholm batting fifth and playing at third. Mike Colburn will be doing the catching, batting sixth. Claudel Washington in right field, batting seventh. Tom Spencer in center field, batting eighth. And Greg Fryer at second base, and he'll bat ninth. On the mound, Mike Foley. He's won 3 and he has lost 2 with an earned run average of 3.37. And he's 0-1 against Kansas City here in 1978. Mike has won 2 as a starter, 1 as a reliever, and his 2 wins as a starter, he's gone the distance. Beating Boston at Fenway Park and beating the Indians in Cleveland last Saturday night. Other baseball, the red-hot Pittsburgh Pirates, who have won 9 games in a row and have gained 7 games on the Phillies in the last 11 days, are at Atlanta tonight. Bert Blyleven going against Phil Niekro. Former White Sox hurler Pete Vukovich, who has the best earned run average of any starter in the National League, is pitching for the Cardinals tonight. He's 11-9. He's going against Moscow, who has won 3 and lost 3. In the American League, Toronto, well, that ball club has been hot. They swept a doubleheader from the Tigers last night. They've won 6 in a row. They'll send Baylor Moore at Detroit against Milt Wilcox. And we're all set for baseball as George Brett steps in, hitting .307, 5 homers and 48 RBIs. Mike Foley in the windup in the first pitch of the ball game. And it's outside the ball. Brett, the leadoff man against the right-hander. A couple of games in the American League this afternoon. Texas defeated Minnesota 4-1. Right-hander ready. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. Jim Sundberg with an extra inning home run. A 3-run shot. Provided the game-winning blow as Ferguson Jenkins defeated Dave Goelz. Texas 4, Minnesota 1. Foley into the windup. The 1-1 pitch. Outside and high a ball. And Cleveland defeated Milwaukee 9-8. That game was an 11-inning affair. The game-winning blow, an Andre Thornton home run, his 26th of the year. Sixto Lezcano hit a grand slammer for Milwaukee, and Alexander had hit a 3-run homer for Cleveland. Here's the 2-1 pitch. Swinging a one-hopper over to second. Fryer has it as he throws to the outfield grass, and he gets him. And there's one down as Brett grounds out to second, 4-3. That Cleveland victory snapped a Milwaukee 4-game winning streak. Milwaukee had gone into today's activity 6 games out of first. And they had a chance to pick up a half a game on the idle Boston Red Sox, but instead lose a half a game, and they're now 6.5 back. Hal McRae, the batter, hitting .278, 13 homers, 56 RBIs. Bats from the right side, first pitch, one hopper to Kessinger at short. Long throw across, in time, 2 down. 2 up and 2 down, and when Mr. Foley is on his game, you'll see a lot of ground balls. We've had 2 already here in the first inning as Pete Lecoq steps in. Pete, former Cub, playing in his first game of this series, batting from the left side. Pete has not played because the White Sox have sent a couple of left-handers to the mound, Ross Baumgarten and Ken Kravik the last 2 nights. Right-hander into the windup to the pitch. And it's low ball. Pete was the American League Player of the Month in the month of July. Toronto at Detroit, we told you, is just underway. Those are the only games in the American League, the 2 this afternoon and the 2 night games. Here's the pitch, low ball. In the National League, there are 4 games. Pittsburgh at Atlanta, St. Louis at Cincinnati. We gave you the probables. Later tonight, New York will be at San Diego, and Philadelphia out at Los Angeles. The Cubs are idle. Here's the 2-0 pitch. Swinging a foul tip at the feet of the catcher. Cubs will be opening up the series at Cincinnati. They've now lost 3 in a row in 5 of their last 6 ball games. Kansas City Royals leading the American League West by 1 percentage point. As California won last night, defeating the Yankees 6-3. Right-hander ready, the 2-1 pitch. Swinging a base hit to left. Got a hold of a pitch on the outside part of the plate, and the left-hander singled between short and third. And the Royals have a runner at first with 2 outs. Both, despite the fact the White Sox beat Kansas City last night, both the Royals and California have been playing fairly even of late. Kansas City's won 3 of their last 4, and California's won 4 of their last 5. See how many games the Royals have left with California, if any. Yep, they got some up in September. Al Collins hitting .280, 5 homers, 53 RBIs, I believe we told you. And the first pitch to him to break the ball low, ball 1, and it was also inside. See, here in the month of August, remaining games, the Royals will play Texas 3 over the weekend in Kansas City. Then the White Sox will go into Kansas City for 3. Here's the pitch, swing and a miss. In September, the Royals are out in California for 4 games, and then California goes to Kansas City for 3. That's 7 games in a period of about 10 days that they play each other from the 8th of September to the 17th. Those will be big series. 1 ball and a strike. Right-hander delivers. Here's the pitch. Swing and a foul. So he's ahead of him 1-2. The 3 games that the Royals have left with Texas and the 3 with the White Sox are their final games. Against those 2 clubs this year. The White Sox will complete play against the Eastern Division with 3 games this weekend against Cleveland. Right-hander ready. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Swinging the grounder to second, base hit. Lecoq stops at second as Washington charges the ball. With a right-handed hitter up, Pryor was played way over. But Collins goes to the opposite field and singles. Lecoq holding up at second. Both of the hits by Lecoq and by Collins have been on pitches about waist high on the outside part of the plate that they just slapped to the opposite field. And now the batter is Darrell Porter, the catcher, hitting .270, 9 homers and 55 RBIs. The Royals have not completed play against the East. They have 3 more with Detroit. Club that the White Sox had very little success with. Kansas City has played them about even. The big thing about the Royals, they have a lot of home games. 16 of their last 21 will be at home. Against the likes of, well, they got Milwaukee, too. That's late. They've got Milwaukee, they've got Minnesota, Seattle, Oakland, California. Here's a pitch, swinging a grounder to second. Pryor to his right, has it, tipped to the shortstop for the forced out at second. And that retires the side as Collins is forced out. In the inning, no runs, 2 hits, no errors, 2 men left on. So at the end of a half inning of play here at Comiskey Park, the Chicago White Sox coming to bat. In the bottom of the first, there's no score. Takes them on and begins his warm-up tosses to face Ralph Garr, Don Kessinger, and Mike Squires. Squidorf making his 31st appearance of the year and his 30th start. This will be his 4th start against the White Sox. He got credit for a 13-2 Kansas City victory against the Sox in Kansas City on the 4th of June. But then he got hammered here 11-0 in the second game of a doubleheader on June the 18th. But then he came right back in Kansas City on the 8th of August and won 10-4. So whenever he has faced the White Sox, there's been a lot of scoring. In the 3 games that he has pitched, 15 runs were scored in one game, 11 in another, all by the White Sox, and 14 in another. And the first pitch to Ralph Garr is fouled off. Ralph hitting .281, 3 homers, 27 RBIs. Kansas City pitchers in the last 5 games have gone the distance 3 times. They've been getting some good efforts out of their starters. Here's the pitch high and inside the ball. Squidorf has an earned run average of 4 against the White Sox this year. In 18 innings, he's allowed 8 earned runs. Here's the 1-1 pitch, way inside the ball, backs him off. He's 2-1 against the White Sox this year, 17-11 against the White Sox throughout his career. He did not have a record against them last year. Here's the pitch, swinging a fly ball to left. Clint Hurdle playing near the line is there, and he's got it in fair territory. And there's 1 down. And the batter will be switch-hitting shortstop Don Kessinger, hitting .266 with a homer and 25 RBIs. Defensively for Kansas City, Pete Lecoq is at first, Frank White at second, Freddie Potek at short, and George Brett at third, with Darrell Porter doing the catching. Clint Hurdle in left field, Amos Otis in center, and Al Cowens in right. Kessinger batting from the right side against Splittorff. White Sox have won 6, lost 5 against the Royals. This is the rubber match not only of this series, and the first pitch is a strike. As the White Sox won last night after the Royals won on Tuesday night, but it is also the rubber match of the season series here at Comiskey Park. Here's the pitch. Sox having won 3 and the Royals having won 3, and the pitch was high a ball. Splittorff delivers the 1-1 delivery. Swinging a looper to right. It might drop. It will. A base hit. Kessinger goes to the opposite field with a single, and the White Sox have a runner at first with 1 out. Splittorff with an earned run average of 3.32. He has struck out 58 in 203 innings and walked 39. Second high in the club in home runs allowed, 17. Dennis Leonard has given up 23. So the batter is Mike Squires. Youngster has hit successfully in 9 of his last 11 ball games, hitting .359 with 7 RBIs, and he swings at a big breaking pitch and misses. Strike 1. Toronto and Detroit, no score at the end of 1. It's the only other game in the American League going on right now. Left-hander ready. Here's the pitch, and its slider misses outside. Evens it up 1-1. Outfield. Playing Squires almost straight away. Center fielder shaded just a hair into right center. Here's the pitch, fastball, swing and a miss. They got Kessinger off the bag, a throw to first. He is out. Kessinger was caught halfway between first and second. Tony La Russa arguing with Greg Koss, the umpire at first. Kessinger did not argue. And he is out 2-3 as he was picked off. Apparently the hit and run was on, and Kessinger stopped when Squires missed. So he is picked off 2-3. Left-hander ready. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Outside a ball. Here's the 2-2 delivery. Swing and a miss, struck him out. The inning is over. No runs, 1 hit, 1 man left on. With the end of 1 complete inning of play here at Comiskey Park, White Sox nothing, Royals nothing. Warren Brown back at Comiskey Park. No, Kessinger was caught coming back to first. It goes down as a caught stealing, if you're keeping score with us, as he was thrown out from Porter to Lecoq. Clint Hurdle will lead it off for Kansas City here in the second inning. No score in the ball game. He'll be followed by Amos Otis and Freddie Potek. Our greetings tonight to George Macris of Carroll Hicks Chevrolet. George is our Chevrolet salesman of the day. Francis Enderman and the gang from Consolidated Freightways up in the skybox tonight. Jim DeLong and friends in one of the bullpens, along with John Seward and friends in the other bullpen tonight. Hurdle, left-handed hitting rookie outfielder, hitting .269, 6 homers, 53 RBIs, goes after the first pitch, lost a fly ball deep to right field, curving, it is a foul ball. He got a hold of a Foley pitch. Came within about 5 feet of hitting that foul pole down there, and there's 1 strike in the batter. Well, former Cub Paul Rushell going to start against the White Sox in this next series against Cleveland. Here's the pitch, and it's a strike. Rushell started the other night, did a good job, but the Indians lost the ball game. He'll be making his second American League start this weekend. Here's a swing and a grounder foul to the right side. Indians will be in here tomorrow night. Francisco Barrios goes against our old nemesis, Rick Waits. Saturday, Steve Stone will take on David Clyde. And Sunday, Ross Baumgarten, in an afternoon game, will be going against Paul Rushell. It'll be the second straight game. Here's the two-strike pitch inside the ball. The second straight game that Baumgarten goes against a fellow Illinoisan. He was matched up against Joliet Larry Gura the other night, and Paul Rushell, Camp Point product, will be pitching against him on Sunday. Right-hander ready. Here's the pitch. Swing and a grounder. Foul. Over at first, Squires has it. Steve Boros doing the coaching at first for Kansas City. Chuck Killer over at third. His dad is here tonight from Johnsburg, Illinois. A lot of his friends and relatives. A ball and 2 strikes. Hurdle with the number 9 on his back. Crouches in the box, stands way back in it. Here's the pitch outside the ball. Ted Hendry doing the umpiring behind home plate. Crowley a little upset. I think he thought he had the corner on that pitch. Hendry has only worked an inning, and his shirt is practically completely soaked. Here's the 2-2 delivery. Low inside, a ball, 3-2. Greg Kosk umpiring down at first. Jerry Neudecker at second. And George Maloney at third. This is the rubber game of the 3-game set. The rubber game of the series between these two at Comiskey Park. 1-1 in this series, 3-3 for the year here. Here's the pitch, swinging a fly ball to left. Ralph Garr comes running in. He's there, and he takes it, and there's one out. So there's one down, and Amos Otis, the batter, hitting .266, 15 homers, 62 RBIs. Did a fine job in his last outing. He went the distance, defeating Cleveland 7-1, tossing an 8-hitter. Made that fine outing, you may recall, against Boston, where he beat them in Fenway Park 4-2. Here's a swing and a miss on the first pitch. But then his second start was against Kansas City. At Kansas City, he hadn't pitched in about 8 or 9 days, and he got whopped pretty good at 4 innings, and he absorbed a 10-4 beating by the Royals, so this is his chance to even it up against Kansas City. Took the rosin bag that time and patted his right wrist and forearm with it. Indication that he's perspiring out there pretty good. Doesn't want to get any moisture on that ball to slip. Here's a swing and a base hit to right. Claudell Washington comes over, has it on a couple of hops, and gets it back into the infield quickly. As Otis goes to the opposite field, singling to right. All 3 hits that the Royals have had here tonight, they've all gone the other way on Crowley. They haven't tried to pull him. But Brett McRae grounded out, pulling him in the first inning. Porter pulled him and forced a man out. Hurdle hit the other way against him, and now Otis hitting the other way against him. So Hurdle's ball was a put out by Garr. Freddie Potek, the batter. Here's the pitch to him, and it's low ball. Potek hitting .270, a homer, and 40 RBIs. A hot and humid night in Chicago. Winds coming out of the southwest, going from home plate to center field. Breeze of about 8 miles an hour. Crowley tosses over to first, runner back. White Sox went over the 1,300,000 mark here last night. 1,030,300,000. Stand corrected, 1,300,000 plus. Come out to the ballpark this year. Really a tribute to the Chicago White Sox fans. Here's the pitch, a strike. You know, the White Sox, despite the fact they're 20 games under 500, have outdrawn the Cubs this year. I'm not trying to put down the Cubs and their fans by saying that, but just an indication how great and loyal the White Sox fans have been. 1,304,843, and still about 15 more home games to go, including tonight. Crowley tossed over to first, and Otis is back. Amos with the lead. Right-hander ready. There he goes. He stops. Here's the pitch. High and inside. Backs him off. 2-1. Otis made a break and then stopped. Amos has stolen 22 bases this year. He's been thrown out only 5 times. Patek, who's generally been the leader on this club, at the plate here, has stolen 33. Their leader is the rookie, Willie Wilson. 35 stolen bases. Two balls and a strike. Runner at first, 1 out. We're in the second. No score. Right-hander ready. Runner not going. Here's the pitch. Swinging a grounder to short. Kessinger has it on the hop. Goes to second for 1. The relay. Not in time. They get the front man 6-4. Otis came in pretty good. Pryor got it away, but his throw was the outfield side of first. And Patek is on with a fielder's choice. So he may be going here. He's got, as I mentioned, 35 stolen bases. Frank White, the batter, made pretty good contact this year. He's hitting .274, 4 homers, and 35 RBIs. Boy, you talk about a fella progressing with each year. It has been Frank White. He is one of the premier second basemen now in the American League. First saw him in 73 for a while when he was at Omaha. A little better in 74. And Crowley out of the stretch. First pitch to White, a pitch out. Runner not going. Then he was up with Kansas City for a little bit in 73. Then he hit .221 for the Royals in 74, .250 at 75. Then he had a slump in 76, hit .229. Then he came back to hit .245 last year. Now hitting at .274. Swing and a miss. And all that time his defense has continually improved. But though his batting average fluctuated, his RBI production improved every year. From 5 to 18 to 36 to 46 to 50. Down a little bit this year at 35 with a little over a month to go in the season. But he's been hurt a couple of times. Here's a swing and a base hit to right. Goes to the opposite field. Patek holds up at second. Every hit here tonight, 2 in the first and 2 here in the second, have been on opposite field singles. So the Royals have runners at first and second with 2 out, and George Brett, the batter, he grounded out to second his first time up. The reason we make a point of these opposite field singles is the fact to show you what these guys are thinking when they go up there, the majority of them. This is one thing that I don't know if they get enough credit for, is that hitting-wise, they've got a good defense, they've got good pitching. Their hitters know what they're doing every time they get up there. Here's the pitch. Swinging a grounder to first. Brett pulled it. And Crowley makes the put out. Every time they have pulled the ball in the infield, they've grounded out. And every time they've gotten a hit, they've gone the other way with it. But Brett, pulling that ball, he still has that bone problem in his right hand. And that retires the side. In the inning, no runs, 2 hits. And 2 men left on. So we go to the bottom of the second. Kansas City nothing, the White Sox nothing. Warren Brown back at Comiskey Park. Lamar Johnson leads it off, and he took the first ball split or pitch for a strike. Here's the next delivery, and it's inside a ball. Lamar hitting .271, 8 homers and 57 RBIs. That's high in the club. Meaning the RBIs. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Foul back upstairs. You're in tune with WMAQ Radio, Chicago, Illinois. Toronto scored a run in the second, but the Tigers came back with one in the bottom half of their frame. Tied it up 1-1. Pirates at Atlanta, no score. That game in the bottom of the fourth. Here's the pitch up high, a ball. Pirates right now, the hottest team in baseball. 9 straight victories. They gained 7 games in the last 11 days. Here's a swing and a miss on the Philadelphia Phillies. So that's the second straight strikeout for Splittorff, and the batter is Eric Soderholm. Soderholm hitting .251, 16 homers and 46 RBIs. Left-hander ready. Here's the pitch. Swinging a grounder to the left side, foul. Paul Splittorff went to Quincy College. First 2 years, then transferred to Morningside in Iowa over at Sioux City after going to high school in Arlington Heights. He's had great success against the White Sox over the years. Here's the one-strike delivery, and it's up high a ball. The speckled left-hander, real gentleman, the first degree. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Swinging a pop-up on the right side. Pete Lecoq backs up. In fair territory, the first baseman takes it, and there are 2 down. Splittorff was honored by the Chicago chapter of the Baseball Writers of America this last winter at their banquet. I don't think the name of the award that he was given. Check it out for you. Mike Cobra, the batter. Nobody on and 2 out. Mike hitting .269, no homers and 9 RBIs. Here's the pitcher, the swing and a shot to lead left center field. Otis going back near the warning track, and he's got it right at the edge of the warning track in extreme left center field. That's been the best ball hit tonight by either club, and it goes as a long out. So it's 3 up and 3 down to the second. At the end of 2, the White Sox nothing, Kansas City nothing. Warren Brown back at Comiskey Park as we go to the 3rd inning. Mike Crowley will face the number 2, 3, and 4 hitters for the Royals. Speaking about that award that was given Paul Splittorff by the Chicago Baseball Writers, it was the Ken Hubbs Award for meritorious service and conduct on and off the field. So it's sort of like the, I guess you'd call it the Lady Byng Award in hockey, the Gentleman Award. Also, you have to have credentials on the field as well as off. In other words, you got to be a winner in both areas, and he certainly is. All right, Hal McRae will lead it off, the designated hitter. He'll be followed by Pete Lecoq and Al Collins. The Royals have gotten 4 hits off of Crowley, 2 in each inning. Hal McRae grounded out to short his first time up. Jim Galleri from Toluca is here tonight. A bunch of fellas from Joliet along with him. Jim Overworkman, Bob Robinson, Jim Wormer, Herb Toller, Warren Kovarek, and Jim Rolfe. Here's the pitch, and it's a strike. Outfield, playing him fairly straight away. Spencer in center, shading just a little in left center. Right-hander ready. Here's the 1-strike pitch. There's a swing and a shot to right. And second baseman got it. Falls, he got him. What a play by Pryor going to his right. The bat split in half. One piece went out to Soderholm. The ball was to the right of second. Pryor got it about 2-3 steps in the outfield grass, and then he threw him out. Well, they don't have to saw that bat in half to find out if there's any cork in it or not. Which they did yesterday, you know, and there wasn't a trace of cork in the Gray's bat. He's either had a good streak or been in a slump without cork, but that time split it right in half. Here's a swing and a grounder in the first pitch by Lecoq to Pryor at second. Throws him out. Greg going to his left this time, getting on the outfield grass. So 2 up and 2 down. And Al Collins, the batter, singled his last time up, as had Lecoq. So Crowley trying to retire the side in order for the first time tonight. Danny, why don't you check with the weather, see what the humidity and temperature. It's a pretty hot night. The wind's out of the southwest. We're expecting rain tonight. Here's the pitch inside of ball. The Call Sox lines are open right now. White Sox will be home tomorrow night, Saturday night, and Sunday afternoon against Cleveland. Here's the 1-0 pitch. Swing and a miss. So the count evens up 1-1. Crowley into the windup. Here's the pitch. Swinging a chopper to short. Kessinger charges, has it up around the letter high. It throws, he just got it. Got it up around the letters as that Paul took a final high hop to him. And it's 3 up and 3 down. For the first time tonight, Foley retires the side in order. As we go to the bottom of the third, the White Sox nothing, Kansas City nothing. Lloyd Brown back at Comiskey Park as we go to the third inning. The White Sox pitching staff now has shut out Kansas City for 17 consecutive innings. Washington, who got the game-winning hit out here last night, will lead it off against Paul Splittorff. Remember, tomorrow night is back-to-school night. The first 15,000 school kids getting into the ballpark will get school kits. Pencils, books, pens, etc. Splittorff goes in the windup, and the pitch to Claudel is low ball. Claudel had half the White Sox hits out here last night, going 3 for 4 and driving in 2 runs in that 8th inning, getting the game-winning hit. Left-hander ready. Here's the pitch. Here's a swing and a foul out of play. Ken Griffey has just hit a 2-run homer off of Pete Vukovich. His 8th of the year in the third, and the Cardinals are leading Cincinnati 4-2. Kansas City, or rather Cincinnati, is still batting. Here's the pitch. Outside the ball. 3-1. Pirates Atlanta, no score at the end of 5. Claudel leading it off. He followed by Jim Spencer and Greg Pryor. Here's a swing and a grounder to second. White to his left has it, and he throws him out. And there's 1 out here in the third. White Sox have had only 1 hit off the Splittorff. The first player originally signed by Kansas City, delivers to Spencer, swinging a grounder. Poptek has it at short. Throws, he just did get Spencer. Brett had cut in front of him, couldn't get the ball. Thought maybe that might bother Poptek a little bit, but it didn't, as the veteran shortstop threw him out. So 2 up and 2 down. Spencer hitting .218 with 4 RBIs. And the batter is Greg Pryor. Pryor, with nobody on and 2 out last night, triggered that 3-run rally in the 8th inning when he singled. Originally signed on October 24th, 1969 with the Royals, made his first appearance in September of the following year after being at Omaha, where he won 12 games. Here's the pitch. And it's low ball. He was signed by the Royals, then went to Corning in 68, Omaha in 69 and 70, with the Royals in part of 70, back to Omaha in 71. Here's the pitch, and it's low. Came up in 71 with the Royals from Omaha and has been in the big leagues ever since. His finest year was 73 when he won 20, lost 11, completed 12 games. Here's the pitch. Here's a swing and a grounder to short. Poptek has it, throws in time, and it's a 3 up and 3 down inning again here in the third. So, Splittorff has retired 7 in a row. He's faced a minimum 9 hitters in the first 3 innings. We're at the end of 3. I'm Lauren Brown. Harry Carey and Jimmy Pearsall will be along in a minute. It's the White Sox, nothing. The Royals, nothing.
Hello again, everybody. Harry Carey and Jimmy Pearsall. We're going now into the top of the 4th of a honey of a ball game, a pitching duel. Nothing. Darryl Porter's going to be leading it off for the Royals. We got about 12,000 people or so here. The White Sox are over the 1,300,000 mark. Cleveland Indians will be here tomorrow night. Public school, back to school, huh, Harry? Boy, I wish it was. Going to give out some things that'll help you get started in school, youngsters. The first 15,000 youngsters come into the park tomorrow night.
with some equipment to help start school off, right?
Well, I'd like to be going back to school right now and know what I know now. I'd probably pass.
I don't think I've had as much fun.
I don't know about that. Here's Porter. You know, today, Jimmy, he swings and he fouls off the first pitch. Today, everybody's affluent.
There you go again.
You know, we used to have to sell newspapers, scrub, and try to make a buck.
Hey, how many paper routes did you have? How many paper routes did you have?
I had a big one right next to a factory. There's a strike call.
I sold papers in front of the church every Sunday morning and delivered 100. Then I had a paper route in the morning and a paper route at night. And I used to make $32 a week.
Oh, I used to make more than that. I knew some people who used to tell the people who worked in the factory if they didn't buy papers from me, they might have trouble.
You were lucky you didn't go to school.
2 strikes and a ball.
I used to get mad on Sunday papers, though, Harry. They were too heavy. You ever
I
find
was
delivering papers early? What?
Really?
Really?
Holding it.
How many tickets do you include the ma'am?
As soon as I went bad, I forgot everything.
Complete your damn sense of your president.
2 strikes and a ball. Tigers leading Toronto 4-1 in the fourth. Texas beat Minnesota on a 3-run homer by the Galesburg Flash, Jim Sundberg. Cleveland nosed out Milwaukee 9-8. That must have been a pitching battle.
5.5 games behind, too. They've really come a long way, aren't they?
They got beat today.
Yeah.
There's the pitch run on, way back, might be out of here. Could be high into the upper deck. That was an off-speed pitch, and Porter waited for it. Looked like he knew what was going to come. And boy, he really belted it. That's as deep a home run as I've ever seen here in the right field stand. Better than halfway up into the upper deck.
Well, that's his 10th home run of the year. And he's come a long way since he played for Milwaukee. He had a lifetime batting average of about .218. And now he's come over here with Charlie Lau, and he's very happy, too, because he calls his own ball game. He feels like he's the leader.
1-0 now. Here's Clint Hurdle. Mike Brawley has allowed 5 hits, 1 run. Thanks, Bobby. There's a line drive foul into the right field corner. 1 strike and nothing. Bob Bertucci, who handles the bar in the Bard's room,
As Harry would say, a charming-looking man.
just gave us a cold can of Stroh's beer. He can't be too bad. Here's the pitch strike call. 2 strikes to nothing. A home run by Darrell Porter leading off the 4th inning. And boy, Mike Crowley was really unhappy. He picked up a handful of dirt, threw it down to the ground. He knew he had made a bad pitch. Here's the pitch a little inside. Colburn asked for an appeal to the third base umpire, George Maloney, but he said no, he did not swing. St. Louis 4, Cincinnati 3 in the bottom of the 4th. Ball game, 1-0. Here's the wind, the pitch. High pop fly ought to be caught. Gar is there waiting, and he takes.
What a Harry Foley's best pitch is that hard sinker he's throwing tonight. He's throwing hard. I've seen him throw all year. When they've hit him, it's been on that slow breaking stuff.
So there's 1 away, 1 in. Amos Otis, the hitter. The White Sox have already attracted 1,304,843. This is the 6th best attendance mark for a year in the club's history. There's a pitch swung on by Amos Otis, right to the center fielder Spencer, a line drive.
That ball sort of fooled Spencer a little bit, but he got in all right.
So after Porter led off with a terrifically hit home run, Hurdle the notice of an easy out, and here's Freddie Patek.
I think we ought to check his bet as far as to get that ball for cork. He's corked it out of here.
Or else check the ball for the rabbit. There's a fastball, a little bit low, ball one.
Well, I used to be disgusted, Harry. I hit that ball as hard as I could hit it, and it just wouldn't go anywhere. These guys hit that rabbit, see?
1 ball, no strikes. There's a strike call. Having watched you play tennis, I know what you're talking about.
Gee, Harry. You say my it's all in good fun.
Yeah, sure.
It's so hot up here, you can slap me.
There's a pitch he tries. Started a bunt, he pulled back. They appeal to the first base umpire, and he says no. Greg Kosk is the first base umpire. Jerry Newdecker, the second base umpire. George Maloney, the third base umpire. And Ted Hendry behind the plate.
He didn't go after it.
Looked like he pulled back.
Pull back. Hi, Millie.
Remember, the Don Kessinger night, Friday night, September the 8th. I know a lot of you Cub fans. There's a ground ball hit to the shortstop. Kessinger throws him out. 1 run, 1 hit. No errors, nobody left. We go now into the bottom of the 4th, 1-0 Kansas City. I bet that you two have noticed how much alike beer commercials are. Everybody claiming the finest, most expensive ingredients and the best techniques, etc. Who really cares? Me, I go by the taste alone. If it tastes good, that's my beer. I bet you're that way too. And if so, you have to admit that Stroh's beer tastes good. Maybe it is the unique Dyer Brewing that does it. All I know, if you're a real beer lover, you'll love Stroh. There's a pitch to Gar, a line drive into the corner. Base hit. He's on his way to second. They go for 3. Here's the throw, safe. Gar hit the first pitch into the right field corner. They're claiming, I think they're going to appeal that he missed first base. Looked to me like he stepped right in the middle of the bag.
I'll tell you one thing, that sure hustle to get a triple on that ball, and the throw wasn't even close to him, and now Carr is going... Oh, he's all right. I thought something had happened the way he was talking to Bobby Knapp, but he got a good triple.
So the tying run is at third base, nobody out. Here's Kessinger now. Kessinger lined to single right his first time up. Here's Paul Splittorff getting ready. The pitch. Swung on down the right field line. Coming over is Collins to make the catch. Gar holds up the third. Boy, it's a terrible throw way up the line. 1 out.
I think Harry why Gar is held up on that play. There's nobody out. But it would have been a tough throw for Collins because he's off balance. And with the speed of Gar, if I was Gar, I'd have tried. But I guess he figured with nobody out, it was a tough chance.
The Cardinals lead Cincinnati 4-3 in the 4th. Pittsburgh and Atlanta, no score at the end of 6. Here's Squires now. He's saying his first time up. The infield in. Fastball high outside, ball 1.
Wasn't it kind of unusual? They were playing back at shortstop for Kessinger that time, giving him the run.
Now the stretch by Splittorff, the pitch. Right down the middle of fastball for a strike call. A ball and a strike. Now the stretch infield in. Here's the pitch. Swings and he fouled tip. And he had a good cut.
A good base runner right now is thinking on third that he's going to go on a ground ball, especially if it's hit slowly. But if he sees the throw beats him to the plate, he stops and he gets in a run round so the guy to hit the ball can get to second. So he's got to be doing a lot of thinking. He's got to be alert because there's no chance of changing your mind.
2 strikes and a ball. High, pop foul. Into the left field corner. Out of play. Foul ball.
Even if Pirtle could catch that ball, the odds were he shouldn't because he couldn't have made a play. And he's got to depend on Splittorff to strike Squires out in this situation because he did not throw him out.
Splittorff is 115, lost 10. Earned an average 3.32. Now the sign, infield in. The delivery. Struck him out on the outside corner. Squires called out on strike. That pitch fooled him. He thought it was wide. Looked like it backed up and caught the outside corner.
Absolutely right, Harry. It looked to me like he turned it over and started it outside about a foot, and it broke on the outside corner. Just a tough pitch to take.
So they're 2 out now. The infield drops back in normal position.
You know, last night, Kansas City had the same chance when Otis tripled, and then he struck out 3 in a row, Gravik. So now Splittorff trying to get out of the same situation.
Here's Lamar Johnson. Here's the stretch, the pitch. Curve outside. Frank White plays Lamar Johnson right up the middle. And Lecoq plays almost in the second baseman's position. Now the stretch, the pitch. Swung and he missed.
He struck Lamar out the first time on a changeup. His first pitch was a breaking ball changeup, but that time he threw him a high fastball that Lamar chased, so he's got him looking for that slow stuff, making his fastball much quicker.
Here's the pitch. A little bit inside, a fastball, ball 2. 2 balls and a strike. Pittsburgh batting in the 7th of Atlanta, no score. Now the stretch, the pitch. Third ball low, ball 3. Soderholm would be up there next. 3 balls and a strike. Here's the pitch. Walked him.
Terry, the last 8 out of 9 games, we've got pretty good pitching. That one game we were out in Cleveland, the last game we were there, we got beat 10-1. But since we've had our troubles, we've had a pretty good streak there. So the pitching seems to be improving more so than the clutch hitting. But we did get it from Washington last night.
Here's Soderholm, he popped up. His last home run was August the 3rd. Now Splittorff gets ready. Here's the pitch. Fastball hot. 1 ball, no strike. Mike Colburn will be up there next. But there's 2 outs, so something's got to happen here. The pitch. Hey, he slices it into right field. Fair ball. A run is in. Another man to third.
We got a break on that throw from Collins, and he goes to second. He gets Soderholm. But a slow runner like Johnson, who just got to the bag, he'd have Soderholm by plenty, but he threw towards the plate, which is the play when you're playing baseball to keep that run from scoring. So now we got runners on second and third, with 2 outs, and Colburn the hitter.
So, it'll look like a streaming line drive in the box score. Soderholm was jammed. He hit the ball off his fist. It looped into short right field. Scoring car. Johnson going to third. Soderholm pulling up at second. With a double to his credit. And here's Colburn who fly deep. His first time up. Here's the stretch, the pitch. Slow curve, low inside. Ball 1. Boy, we got a, I don't know how hot it is out on the field, but it's murder up here in the booth.
I'll go along with that, Coach.
1-1 tie. Here's the stretch, the pitch. Off speed outside. Boy, I got a feeling Colburn's going to rip one off this guy.
Because Splittorff is not getting his breaking ball over. His best pitch has been his fastball and his change straight.
2 balls, no strikes. Oh, he just got under it. A high pop fly. Boy, his swing was there. The left fielder makes the catch. Pirtle takes care of Colburn. fly ball. Boy, Mike had his pitch. He does happen to get under it a little bit too much. 1 run out of ball that. 2 hits. No errors. 2 left. At the end of 4, we're tied at 1. Harry Carey and Jimmy Pearsall. We're going to the top of the 5th. Cub Scout pack number 115 from Des Plaines is here. The hand mic, please. Here's Frank White to lead it off. First pitch he swings. Ground ball to Kessinger. He's got it. Over to first for the out. On the way. Minnie Minoso working on the Spanish broadcast in the booth next door. Minnie? Hey, Minnie. Minnie. Here now is Brett. We can't get the microphone over to Minnie over there. We'll try to get him later. 1 out, nobody on. Here's Brett. And the pitch a little bit low. 1 ball, no strikes. 1 man out. Top of the 5th, tied up 1-1. Boy, it's humid up here.
Terry, it's better playing than sitting up here, I gotta believe.
Well, this booth is just so small, Jimmy. Here's a pitch. Strike call. You know, there's no room for the 2 of us to sit comfortably, and we should have 3 our engineers sitting behind us.
That booth next door they could knock out.
Now to wind the pitch, and a little bit low.
Dan is crying for us. He's given us a few tears, Job. You know, he really feels sorry for you and I.
2 balls and a strike, 1 man out. George Brett, the hitter. Game tied up 1-1. Now the delivery. Swung ground ball to the second baseman. Fryer kicks it, picks it up, throws inside. Almost booted it too long, but recovered.
You know, it's funny. He booted that ball and then pushed it to his right out of his glove and then couldn't find it for a moment, and he almost lost the runner. But he knew it was there somewhere and kept feeling for it.
A foot double by Eric Soderholm, his 47th run batted in this year. Tied up the ball game for the White Sox in the 4th. Now they're 2 out, nobody on. Hal McRae, the batter. First pitch is low, ball 1. McRae, he of the cart bat, which turned out to be wood.
Turned out to be nothing, huh?
1 ball, no strike. Now the delivery. A little bit low. We understand Don Sutton, the pitcher of the Dodgers, was involved in an altercation with Steve Garvey, the team star first baseman, has called a press conference out on the coast for the purpose of apologizing to Garvey. Here's the pitch swung and foul. Well, I guess it's easy to be jealous of a guy who's got everything, and that's probably his story.
My only thing about Garvey is whenever I've been around him, he's a perfect gentleman. He's a top-class guy.
Well, I mean, that's what they're jealous of.
Oh, I see. And I also noticed that Buckner said from the Cubs that he called up and congratulated Sutton. What a sick thing.
Well, he was with him, you know. That's what he's probably jealous about. Boy, that's what gets me. Guys who have no involvement getting into the situation.
You know, the only thing Garvey does is play good every day. That's how could a pitcher be mad at him?
If Reggie Smith is more valuable than Steve Garvey, then they are. There's ball 4 to McRae. That brings up Pete Lecoq. Then the Dodgers ought to be about 50 games in front. And Reggie Smith is an outstanding ball player.
Sutton really struggling around 500. It just seems to me like he's upset with himself more than he's upset with Garvey and took it out on Garvey.
Turns out they live only a few houses away, and the only comment I've heard from Steve Garvey on the situation is that he didn't like to have his family brought into it. And I can't blame him for that one. Here's cock, swings, and he fouls it off. 1 strike and nothing.
And I always felt with my family, I kept my youngsters and my wife up in the upstairs away from everybody so they wouldn't get involved with the other players' wives. Not that we were any better than anybody, but I thought it was better for me. Because ball players say things so they don't even know what they're talking about to the wives.
And wives say things they don't even know what they're talking about to the husband.
You know, 90% of the wives know absolutely nothing about baseball except it's round.
1 strike and nothing. But they got to show that they're interested in the livelihood of the man in the house.
Being a
By
wife,
passing along information.
being a wife of a ball player is a bore. All you do is sit around and wait.
Here's a pitch a little bit high. High ball and a strike. 2 men are out. Boy, anything burns me up is when a guy says, hey, I hear you rip me. So where'd you hear it? My wife told me.
Yeah. Did she tell you what nice things we said about you? Well, she's in the bathroom then.
1 ball, 1 strike. But it's not only baseball that way. Here's a pitch swung and fouled out of play. You know, that's why big corporations, when they hire an executive, they spend more time checking on the executive's wife than they do on the executive they're hiring at very important money. Because they know what a troublemaking wife can do to a corporation. Just like it can do to a baseball team. 2 strikes and a ball. The throw to first, the runner back.
McRae, not too much of a threat as a base runner, but I know he's been around long enough that he can steal one.
2 men are out. Game tied 1-1. The pitch, there goes a runner. Swung on, a little tap back to the mound. Holy throws him out. No runs, no hits, no errors, 1 left. We go to the bottom of the 5th, tied 1-1.
Driving down the road and you're moving to a turn and your car's looking good. It's showing nothing nerve in the mind.
Harry Carey and Jimmy Pearsall. We're going to the bottom of the 5th, all tied up 1-1. You know, in St. Louis, Jimmy, it was really funny. I'm not going to mention any names, but if one wife, you know, the wives usually sit in the same section. And there were 3 or 4 very, very jealous wives. It used to be really funny. A wife would show up with a new dress. They'd start talking how much it would cost. She'd add a couple hundred, you know. Now, when the other wife would get home, she'd get her husband. She says, how come so-and-so's wife can spend $600 for a dress when I can only spend $100? And oh, that poor guy, by the time he got to the ballpark, he wished he could go to Australia. You know, he'd have to put up. So he'd say, go out and spend $600. Well, next week, some wife would say she spent $800, right?
One thing about the wives can't hit the field.
Rondell Washington hits a bouncing ball up the middle. Frank White throws him out. Nice play by White. The ball wasn't hit that hard, but it was hit perfectly right over the pitcher's head. And you have to have a little range at second base to come up with that ball. You've seen a lot of those trickle through in the center field. But Frank White got over there quickly and made the play easily. One out.
Certainly did. Lecoq, who's impressed me with his bat so far this series, showed me something with the hands. He's got good soft hands to pick that ball out of the dirt very easily.
Here's Tom Spencer now. Here's the pitch, a good fastball strike call. Spencer bounced out. His first time up, he's hitting .218. Bottom of the 5th, 1-1 tie, great ball game. White Sox have beaten the defending champs 6 out of 11. Here's the pitch, foul back. Right below us here in the second row, a young fan made the catch in his lap.
Pittsburgh got 5 runs in the 7th inning. And Atlanta's batting in the bottom of the 8th. They lead 5-0. They're 6 games behind and climbing.
Here's a pitch on the way swung. Low tap to the second baseman. White throws him out. 2 up, 2 down. Boy, this splitoff is tough, too.
See, Harry Spencer went from about 350-60 to 218 in a hurry.
That's one thing in the major leagues, Jimmy. Once those pitchers, you might hit the first time around, but as soon as you get in the league, I don't know how the grapevine works, but everybody seems to know what you can and cannot hit.
I think better scouting than when I played, too. More money spent on scouts up in front, but they didn't spend years ago.
You know, almost every team has an advanced scout into the city before his team comes into the city, and he leaves a report to the manager on every player. What he can hit, what he can't hit, what he did hit, how they pitched him. And so a rookie might go good for a week or two, but then unless he really has the ability, his average is going to suffer. There's a pitch swung on by Pryor, pop fly. Short center field. Easy catch by Uter. 1, 2, 3, nothing across. At the end of 5, tied up at 1.
Nelson working the putt behind the net. Jumps it up.
Harry Carey back at the ballpark. We're going into the 6th inning. A honey of a ball game, 1-1. You know, the White Sox have beaten the defending champion Royals 6 out of 11 already this year. Besides walloping Texas 11 out of 15.
Hey, we were talking about the scouts up front and why the opposing teams learn the hitters quicker. But when we played each other 21 times. It didn't take much to learn each other. It was just a matter of who was increasing and getting better in his ability. So I guess they didn't need the scouts.
Jimmy, on my interviews before the game, I called attention to this banner out there. Welcome annual pennant chokers. To find out whether they had any reaction about it or not. Sounds interesting. Larry Gura said, well, I'd rather be in the playoffs and choke than never get into the playoffs at all. Which I thought was a pretty good rebuttal.
Hey, Gura has been a surprise and a happy one for Kansas City.
Here's Al Cowens, lightning fast, this fella, and a good hitter. 1 out of 2 tonight. Mike Foley is set. Fastball over the inside corner is strike call. Oh, boy, does this throws hit the spot tonight.
Foley really having a good, hard fastball and sinker. Just jammed Collins that time, had him completely fooled, and he took the pitch.
Cleveland Indians here tomorrow night. Curveball outside. I mentioned that Don Kessinger will be honored Friday night, September the 8th. And I also said that I'm sure a lot of the Cub fans will want to be represented. And towards that end, I'd just like to pass along this information. Here's a pitch, foul back. Ron Santo, you know, who is his teammate with the Cubs, is on the committee, on the Don Kessinger night committee. But Chuck Shriver, who used to be with the Cubs as a publicity director, now with Aaron Cushman, public relations firm, is handling the details. There's a pitch. Bouncing ball to Crowley. He's got it easy out. So, you Cub fans, or White Sox fans, for that matter, or anybody's fan, if you want to participate in that Don Kessinger night, you might want to get a group of tickets for your friends, or want to be represented in the pregame ceremonies, or want to make a gift or something, or have a fan club of Kessingers that wants to be represented. Here's the name, Chuck Shriver. S-H-R-I-V-E-R. Chuck Shriver. Here's the phone number. 2-6-3-2-500. Here's Porter, a line drive, right after center fielder, easy out. Porter, wait a minute, makes that a base hit, a line drive base hit in the center field. Spencer fielded on a 1-hop. I'm looking down at his phone number. I know you were. Chuck Shriver, 263-2500. Hitting the number again, 263-2500.
I asked him to wait until you got that in, Harry.
Yeah. Porter gets another hit. A line single to center field. Here's Hurdle now, and he swings and he misses. Mike Sutton, John Gibson, Bernie Russell, and Jim Furman, the bootleggers in Oakland, are here with Eddie Kopecky of Stroh's Brewery. 1 on, 1 out. Hurdle, swing, ground ball. Square. Out at second, return throw. Out at first. Double play. 3-6-3. So Hurdle hit a hot smash right at Squires, who turned it into a double play. 3-6-3. Beautifully done. No runs, one hit, no errors. Nobody left. We go into the bottom of the sixth. 1-1 tie. Here's Guard to lead it off. Bouncing ball to Sharp. Potek throws and close play, but he's out.
Well, let me tell you, something down the line.
We have had occasions this year when runners have walked down the line, but you can't say that about Guard.
He stretched the double into his triple today.
Hey, they're giving him a great hand for the rifle.
That's all it takes. Is just show these people that you want to play. The guys that are complaining are guys that just haven't played.
These fans are just hungry to be able to cheer. And the only time they boo is when a player just absolutely forces them to. One out, here's Kessinger. Well, that's the first time in a long. That tells you something that when you stop to reflect on it. Here's a guy ran 90 feet at top speed, and they gave him an ovation. These guys that loaf down the line, that ought to teach them something. Here's a foul ball off to the left.
Teach them they might get a base hit if the guy doesn't throw it right. You know, we get paid in this game by production.
One man out, nobody on.
At least they used to pay that way. Now they pay to show up.
Out of sight. Fastball high. Kim Sankowski. Shirley Rook. And son Mike, who's celebrating his 15th birthday, are here. There's the pitch inside. Angie Leosi enjoying the game. The pitch. Inside. A group of 50 from Captain's Quarters are here. 3 balls, 2 strikes. The delivery. Popped it up. Kessinger. It's a high pop fly, and Lecoq grabs it with one hand.
Harry, Squires now playing in his 12th game, has not committed an error. And they finished that inning off that 3-6 to 3 double play was really something to watch. And this is something we didn't see all year. We weren't getting out of innings because we just couldn't complete that kind of a double play. And this guy here, I believe, is going to help us next year.
And I like his bat, too. He hasn't done anything with Splittoff, but this is the first time he's looked at him. Let's see what he does this time. 2 out, nobody on the pitch. There's a looping liner into center field, a base hit.
Looked like he caught it, didn't he? He caught it.
Squires, boy, that white really covers some ground. You know, you watch. When you see some of these other ball players, you begin to realize really what you got to have before you win.
That's right, like a Whitaker for Detroit, who changed that Detroit ball club into a contender, along with Trammell at shortstop.
Here's Lamar Johnson now. Runner at first base, 2 outs.
Let's have a home run, huh, Harry? Look for a slow break.
Lamar's had 8 homers, 57 runs batted in, hitting .271. Swings and had a good run, but he fouled it back. So that's strike to nothing.
You'll never see that pitch again tonight. You know, he's got such a hole between first and second that they want him to hit it there so he don't hit it out of the park.
1 strike to nothing. Eric Soderholm would be next. So get to hit him. That's all they give you. The pitch. There's a hit into center field. Here's a runner on second, racing to third. The throw cut off. Snap throw to first. Lamar back.
Lamar had to make a diving belly flop into first base. He just fell down and skidded.
Well, this is the way we scored with 2 out in the 4th inning to tie it up. Sanderholm with 2 outs, moved to double to short right field. Now he comes up again with runners at first and third.
Last night with 2 outs, we got the winning run.
Penny to get you a camera.
Well, the St. Joseph School Altar Boys are here in a group tonight. 2 men out, 2 men on, and here's Sanderholm. Hey, Minnie, we're trying to...
Boy, you're a tough guy to get, Minnie.
We're trying to get you, where's that mic?
Let's get a
Trying
run.
to get you to do a little play-by-play in Spanish. Give it. Here's Sanderholm up there.
Well, Mike Sanderholm en Spanish. Ahí se prepara el zurdo para lanzar. Lanza, bola adentro. Es una bola adentro para Sanderholm.
First pitch low inside, ball one. Go ahead, come on, we'll do it.
Hay hombre en primera, hombre en tercera, 2 outs. El score se encuentra empatado a 1 carrera. Ahí se prepara el zurdo, lo lanza. ¡Ball!
Strike corner.
Sinceramente, de aquí parecía que la bola era un poquito adentro, pero parece que le pasó el bate y es strike one.
The umpire wrong. You said umpire is wrong.
Bueno, yo no diría que la umpire es wrong, no sé.
A ball and a strike.
El equivocado fui yo. Ahí se prepara el zurdo, lanza. Bola pegada y baja.
Ball low and inside.
Baja y adentro. El conteo es 2 bolas, 1 strike, 2 outs.
I know that.
Empatado 1 carrera, hombre primero, hombre tercera. Se prepara el zurdo, lanza. Roletazo de foul por tercera base. Curvas, lenta. Y Sanderholm conectó roletazo por tercera.
Runners at first and third, 2 outs, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Has Sanderholm in a rolling foul outside third base.
¿Es correcto? Ahí está. Preparado el zurdo para lanzar. Mira sus corredores. ¡Lanza!
Strike corner.
Sinceramente, de aquí parecía que la bola era un poquito adentro, pero parece que le pasó el bate y es strike one.
The umpire wrong. You said umpire is wrong.
Bueno, yo no diría que la umpire es wrong, no sé.
A ball and a strike.
El equivocado fui yo. Ahí se prepara el zurdo, lanza. Bola pegada y baja.
Ball low and inside.
Baja y adentro. El conteo es 2 bolas, 1 strike, 2 outs.
I know that.
Empatado 1 carrera, hombre primero, hombre tercera. Se prepara el zurdo, lanza. Roletazo de foul por tercera base. Curvas, lenta. Y Sanderholm conectó roletazo por tercera.
Runners at first and third, 2 outs, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Has Sanderholm in a rolling foul outside third base.
¿Es correcto? Ahí está. Preparado el zurdo para lanzar. Mira sus corredores. ¡Lanza! ¡Es una bola por el left field! ¡Sigue corriendo y... ¡Esto es un ball! ¡One run in! ¡Two runs in!
Sanderholm with hurdle did not a very good job of playing a fly ball. He really lost his bearing, and the ball hit off the wall to the left of where he was playing. A triple actually for Sanderholm. 2-run score. Hang in there, Minnie. Nice going.
Nice going, Minnie. Well, I want to tell you, Hurdle, they can't find a place for him, but they can't hide him when they hit the ball to him.
All right. They credit Sanderholm with a double, 2 RBIs. He takes third on a throw. Here's Coburn.
Bola, hasta allá afuera. Tiene Coburn una bola sin strike. Esta es la parte baja de la sexta entrada cuando el Chicago White Sox ha conectado 2 carreras y se encuentra el score 3-1 a favor de las Medias Blancas de Chicago. Ahí se prepara el zurdo, lanza. Es un fly por el left field. Ahí viene corriendo el shortstop y sigue corriendo y está debajo y captura.
All right, Freddie Popczak takes Coburn. Pop fly. Vinny Moroso, thank you. Get back to Chico. 2 runs. 3 hits. No errors. 1 left. This is Harry Carey. Going over to the television booth. The score here at the end of 6. White Sox 3, Kansas City 1. Warren Brown back at Comiskey Park along with Jimmy Pearsall as we go to the 7th for the second night in a row. The White Sox, after nobody on and 2 outs, get a rally going as they just came up with 2 runs in the 6th inning. And Mike Squire
Squires, whom Paul Splittorff has owned the first two times that he faced him, looped one into right center over the outstretched mitt of Frank White. Lamar Johnson singled to center, sending him to third, and then Eric Soderholm on a ball that was catchable hit one at the base of the wall out in left field, and it scored 2 runs, and the White Sox lead it 3-1.
For the second night in a row now, with 2 outs, we scored 3 runs last night and 2 runs tonight to go out in front. So this is what we haven't been doing, and it's nice to see these guys bearing down with 2 outs instead of just saying, well, this inning's over. Let's get it over with.
So we go to the 7th. It'll be Amos Otis, Freddie Potek, and Frank White.
What a pitching duel, Philadelphia against L.A. Tommy John 14-9 against Carlton 12-11 for Philadelphia. They probably have about 50,000 in L.A. tonight.
Pete Vukovich and the Cardinals 4, Cincinnati and Moscow 3. Here's the first pitch to Otis, and it's a strike. Only 4 times tonight has Crowley given up a ball hit to the outfield, 3 putouts, and a home run by Porter in the upper deck. Otherwise, he's kept the ball low. Though Porter did single a ball that dropped in front of the center fielder in the last inning. But his success has been keeping the ball low. Here's the pitch, and it's low. That is what Charlie Brown says the secret of life is: keep the ball low.
Honey.
A ball and a strike. White Sox trying to win the 3-game set here tonight, as well as the season series at Comiskey Park. Here's the pitch, swinging a grounder to third. Soderholm has it. Throws, he got him. Otis is out 5-3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 putouts tonight for Squires at first base. I wonder what the record is.
Boy, Lauren, if you don't know, the kid from Waterbury sure knows.
Well, just an indication when that first baseman's got a lot of assists and a lot of ground balls. The first pitch to Potek is a ball. Freddie has forced the man out at second, and he has grounded out to short. Outfield plays him shallow and straight away. Play him straight up on the infield. Soderholm, though, playing parallel to the bag at third. Here's the pitch, swinging a fly ball to left. Gar coming over near the line. He's there, and he's got it in foul territory, and they're 2 down.
Listen, Gar ran a mile for that ball. He got a good jump and really hustled. Just like when he ran out that ground ball that he almost beat out, and also stretching that double into a triple. So he has really come to play.
So the batter is Frank White, batting in the 9th spot here tonight with a right-hander going. He is singled, and he is grounded out to short. Atlanta has been out for a long time in the bottom of the 8th after the Pirates had gotten 5 in the 7th. Right-hander ready. Here's the pitch, and it's high and inside of all.
White, who really has improved his hitting going to the opposite field, and also bunts a lot, may have an idea right here with 2 runs behind and Soderholm playing deep at third. He might bunt one. Let's see what happens.
Here's the pitch, and it's low.
Well, he gives no indication that he's going to bunt.
2 balls and no strikes. Nobody on, 2 out. Right-hander delivers. Here's the pitch, and it's low outside. Ball 3. Mike has walked only 1 man tonight. That was McCray with 2 out in the 5th.
That's the first time that he's gone 3-0 on any hitter tonight.
Right-hander ready. Here's the pitch, and it's low ball. He walked him on 4 straight pitches. That's the second walk given up by Mike. And the top of the order coming up, George Brett.
Brett, who has not been really swinging a bat good, went 0 for 4 last night. And so far, he has grounded the second twice and grounded on assist at the first base. So that right thumb is really giving him trouble.
And we thank Francis Enderman for the sarsaparilla.
What is that?
Sarsaparilla.
Should I hum it?
Yes. Right-hander ready. Here's the pitch. And it's It's a strike in the outside corner.
I don't think he's going to throw that pitch he threw Porter that he hit in the upper deck. Some kind of a changeup off speed, either a fastball changeup or a breaking ball.
Jimmy, it looked like it was a hanging curveball on TV. Yeah, it was way up there. It just, when that thing just gets up there, even in slow motion, slower than normal. Yeah, it was up letter high, and he just popped it in the third row. And Youngster made a great catch out there.
Did he really?
Yeah, with a bit.
Well, we got to put one of our fielders up there.
Right-hander ready. Here's the pitch. And it's outside a ball. Jim Landis once caught a ball over the fence here at Comiskey Park and tumbled over when they had the fence out there. And I think sometime in your career that happened, didn't it?
Yes, but Landis, great outfielder. One of the better center fielders that I've ever played against. Also, they had Barry here who could play as well as Landis. I didn't like that fence because they had a little dip for drainage in front of it. You could fall in it.
Here's the 1-1 pitch. Swinging a grounder to Squires. Nice play down to both knees. Makes the unassisted out. And Brett has tried to pull Crowley 4 times tonight, and he's out 4 times as a result. So, no runs, no hits, 1 left. We go to the bottom of the 7th. Sox leading 3-1. Here's Terry Carey. Here's Terry Carey.
Let me hear you. That's it.
Back at Comiskey Park as Claudell Washington takes the ball outside. Leading off the 7th inning, White Sox leading 3-1. Left-hander ready, here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. Evens it up 1-1. Well, the Royals after tonight will either be in first by a half a game or in second a half a game out.
White and Herzog paid a great compliment to Kravik, saying the best game pitched against them in 3 years. When he shut him out last night, 3-0 and struck out 9.
Here's the 1-1 pitch. Here's a swing and a hopper over the mound. White has it behind second. Throws not in time as it pulls Lecoq off the bag, and I'm sure that's going to go as a hit. I'm amazed that White even got it there in time, but it was off the bag towards right a little bit. And it's an infield hit for Claudell. That's the 7th White Sox hit of the night. And the batter will be Tom Spencer, looking down to Bobby Knopf for a sign. Sure, they'll try to sacrifice this runner over.
Even if that throw had been on the bag, Claudell had it beat out. He was really flying down that line.
Tough play, chopped right over the pitcher's mound, and White got it. We're going to get activity in the Kansas City bullpen again. Here's the pitch. A bunt, popped up. Spidorf has it, but Washington gets back. He popped it right to the pitcher, raced off the mound in a hurry. Not a good bunt, but good defense on the part of Spidorf. I think even if he didn't get it, the catcher had a good shot at it. As it was popped right between the mound and home plate. So, 1 out. Greg Pryor, the batter. Pryor last night. Now time is called. Claudell may have hurt himself going back to first. Charlie Sabb, the trainer, going out to take a look at him. Tony La Russa, first base coach, talking to him. Can't tell exactly what the nature of the injury was. Larry Doby,
Ankle again, that same ankle, I think.
blocking him out. They're going to take him out. Yep, he re-injured that ankle. So he's going to be out of the ball game.
They're in the 7th inning. Detroit leads Toronto 5-2, and what a big doubleheader. Toronto won over Detroit. If they'd have won last night, they'd have been 7.5 games out. Detroit
Between the mound and home plate. So, 1 out. Greg Pryor, the batter. Pryor last night. Now time is called. Claudell may have hurt himself going back to first. Charlie Sabb, the trainer, going out to take a look at him. Tony La Russa, first base coach, talking to him. Can't tell exactly what the nature of the injury was. Larry Doby.
Ankle again, that same ankle, I think.
Blocking him out. They're going to take him out. Yep. He re-injured that ankle. So he's going to be out of the ball game.
They're in the 7th inning. Detroit leads Toronto 5-2, and what a big doubleheader. Toronto went over Detroit. They'd have won last night. They'd have been 7.5 games out, Detroit, but now they're still 9. Big loss from Milwaukee. They were only 6 out. Texas defeated Minnesota on a 3-run home run in the 10th by Jim Sundberg, 4-1.
Bobby Molinaro is going to come in and pinch run. He is the leading base stealer on this club, so the White Sox might... They've got a few more options open now with Molinaro at first as Claudel goes to the clubhouse with that ankle that he re-injured.
You got a left-hander and a right-hander warming up in the bullpen. It looks like Mangori
And Foucault. Yep.
I can't get used to him in that blue uniform.
Wore a little darker blue with Texas and gray with Detroit.
How about those back-to-school utilities for equipment, for stuff? That's great.
It really is.
Tomorrow night, the first 15,000 will get some.
Here's the pitch. Swinging a pop-up coming back. Porter has the play. And he can't get it. He came in too far, it looked like.
He wanted to pick up the fence and then go back off it. And when he got to the fence, he lost the ball because he was underneath it, and the ball just got behind him. A great pitcher like Porter can still have the same trouble. So Pryor gets alive, and many times when this happens, runs will score.
Well, it was Greg last night that ignited that 3-run rally in the 8th inning with nobody on and 2 out when he singled. The White Sox won it 3-0. Same thing happened here tonight in the 6th. Nobody on and 2 out. 2 singles and a double scored a couple of runs. There goes the runner. Here's the pitch. Swing and a grounder right side. White has it. Molinaro will stay at second and his right throws out Pryor. But they get the runner in scoring position. And they're 2 down. And the batter, Ralph Garr, who has tripled in 3 trips.
If Pryor could have got a little bit more on that ball, he'd have drove it through. White made a move to his right, but the ball was just a high hopper. But Pryor got the job done. He put that run in scoring position and not a double play.
Well, Leonard Sherman, an attorney here in Chicago, listening to the ball game while at the ballpark, informs me it was Ken Berry who caught the ball and then flipped over the fence, not Landis. Here's the pitch to Garr, swinging a grounder to second. White has it, and he throws him out. So that retires the side here in the 7th. No runs, 1 hit, 1 left. So we go to the 8th. White Sox 3, Kansas City 1.
The time is right that keeps coming through. Few of us know only one.
Warren Brown back at Comiskey Park. 14,524 here tonight. And Molinaro remains in the ball game, replacing Claudel Washington in right. And Thad Bosley comes in to play left field. So we have an outfield of Bosley in left, Spencer in center, and Molinaro in right. An infield of Squires at first, Pryor at second, Kessinger at short, Soderholm at third, and Mike Colburn behind the plate. And we look down to the Kansas City bullpen. Marty Patton, a right-hander, and Doug Bird, a right-hander, are warming up. While in the White Sox bullpen, Laren LeGros, a right-hander, and Pablo Torrealba, a left-hander, warming up for the White Sox. Hal McRae leads it off in the 8th. White Sox leading 3-1. He's 0 for 2 tonight. Got on in a walk his last time up. Here's the 1-0 pitch. Here's a swing and a one-hopper to Kessinger. Has it. Throws him out. It wasn't that easy. That ball hopped about 3 feet in front of him and came up quickly. But he gloved it about waist high and throws him out for the first out of the inning. Bill Lombardo, who's now directing the Glenn Lombardo and Royal Canadian Orchestra here tonight, along with other fellows in the band, Rich Atkins, Les Clark, and Rich Chiminko, hoping the White Sox can win here tonight. Pete Lecoq, the batter, 1 for 3 tonight. Hits one to left center field on the first pitch, going way back, Spencer. He's there, he's got it. In deep left center field on the grass. The Lecoq that gave that a ride. That is only the fourth put-out by an outfielder here tonight, as Crowley has kept the ball low. Ken and Patty Kramer and their 4 children from Marion, Illinois at the ballpark. Kimberly Pitzak, 5 years old. Here, her first ball game. P-I-E-T-R-Z-A-K. And the Internal Revenue Agents exempt organizations and employee plans divisions are at the ballpark tonight. And the good old boys from the community family centers are in attendance. And we appreciate Leonard Sherman passing up that note on Ken Berry. As Jimmy said, not much difference in the defensive abilities of Jim Landis and Ken Berry, with great years with the White Sox. Right-hander ready. Here's the pitch. Swinging a foul. I think Landis played at this ballpark more when it was wide open than Berry did. Meaning the fence was not in center field that much when Landis was here, opposed to when Ken Berry was here. I may be mistaken, but I'm almost certain that Landis played more in this park with a 445 to straightaway center. Al Collins, 1 for 3 tonight. Fouls off the first pitch. Here's the second offering by Crowley, and it's outside a ball. The White Sox had shut out Kansas City for 17 straight innings before Porter homered in the 4th. Now Crowley has shut them out since that time. That was a leadoff homer. Here's the pitch, swinging a fly ball lofted to right center. Spencer coming over. Molinaro coming over, and Spencer takes it. And that retires the side. 1, 2, 3. As the Royals go down in order. And that is only the second time they've been set down in order tonight. So we go to the bottom of the 8th. The White Sox 3, Kansas City 1.
Announcing Zenith System 3. It's a breakthrough in color TV. It's the best Zenith ever. You're invited to the premiere showing of Zenith System 3. You'll see a brand new picture tube with 3 focusing actions. Not just 1, but 3. It's the new trifocus picture tube with Zenith's EFL inline electron gun for the sharpest Zenith picture ever. And there's a new modular chassis. It's called the Triple Plus and features complete system modules, which are 100% pre-tested and 100% electrically aligned before assembly. It's designed to be the most reliable chassis in Zenith history. And for that great Zenith picture, automatically there's Color Sentry, Zenith's most sophisticated automatic color control system. Zenith System 3 is featured in a wide selection of 19 and 25-inch diagonal table models and consoles, many of these also featuring Space Command 1200 remote control with instant zoom close-up. Your Zenith dealer has these exciting sets in stock now. Stop in today for the exciting premiere showing of Zenith System 3, the best Zenith ever.
Think of what you could do with $10,000 cash. It's easy to get. All you have to do is when your phone rings, pick it up and say, WMAQ is going to make me rich. If it's us cash calling you, you win $10,000. We could be calling you soon, so be expecting our call. No questions, just one phrase. WMAQ is going to make me rich. Say it. Win $10,000 cash from your radio station, WMAQ.
Lauren Brown back at Comiskey Park as we go to the bottom of the 8th. Paul Splittor faces John Kessinger here. White Sox leading 3-1. Here's a swing and a fly ball left center field, a base hit. Otis over to cut it off. Here goes Kessinger headed for second. Now he stops and goes back to first. And the White Sox get their leadoff man on. A pair of right-handers in the bullpen for the Royals, Marty Patton and Doug Bird. Or rather, Steve Foucault continue to throw. Kessinger with his second hit of the night. Looking ahead to the Kansas City ninth, they'll have Darrell Porter, Cliff Hurdle, and Amos Otis. 2 left-handers and a right-hander to face right-hander Mike Crowley. Mike Squires, the batter, he triggered that 2-run rally in the 6th inning with nobody on and 2 out with a single, and the pitch to him is a strike in the outside corner after he had struck out twice. White almost made a great play on the ball, but it just got over his outstretched mitt in right center. Then Johnson singled and Soderholm doubled to left as Hurdle made a poor attempt on the ball, and it was a big break. There goes the runner. Outside the ball. Throw to second. Goes in standing. A stolen base. John Kessinger with a stolen base. I don't think they really expected Kessinger to be going here with nobody out, and the fact that he is 36 years old. That is his second stolen base of the year. So now the White Sox with a runner in scoring position and nobody out. Here's the pitch. Outside of ball. 2-1. White Sox hoping to add an insurance run here in the 8th inning. Sox have defeated Kansas City 6 out of 11 games this year. Left-hander ready. Here's the 2-1 pitch. And it is fouled off the left side by Squires as he was trying to punt Kessinger over to third. This is the final game of the year between the Royals and the White Sox here in Chicago. White Sox will be in Kansas City Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday nights. They'll have Splittorff going against the Sox for the 5th time this year on Monday. Left-hander ready. The 2-2 delivery. Swing and a foul coming upstairs below us. And a couple of fans battle for it. The man who got it second gets it. The guy who touched it first just has a red hand. Nothing more, nothing less. 2-2 the count. Splittorff ready out of the stretch. Kessinger with the lead off the second. Here's the pitch to Squires. Swinging another foul, this time to the left of it. Fan dropped it in the first row of that back section of the upper deck, and a fan in the back row of the first section grabbed it. So we've had a couple of errors in the upper deck here in the 8th. Splittorff ready. 2-2 pitch. Called strike 3, struck him out for the 3rd time tonight. Now Mike a little disgusted, but he battled him in that last inning, and last time he was up and singled. And that triggered the 2-run rally, which has the White Sox out in front now as Whitey Herzog comes to the mound, and right-hander Lamar Johnson is up. So he, I would imagine, will bring in either Foucault or Marty Patton, pair of right-handers in the bullpen. Yep. He wants Foucault, a right-hander, to come in to face Lamar Johnson here in the 8th, with the White Sox leading by a score of 3-1. And we'll be back in a minute.
Is that you, Selma?
Yes, it is, dear. I'm home.
Did you go shopping for the party now?
Yes, I have it.
Pardon me, folks. Selma?
Yes?
Who is this man?
Oh, this man here?
Yeah, he followed you in.
Yeah, I promised him a Jay's potato chip.
Just one. What? See at the market your wife bought all of the J's on the shelf for your party and one they left for me. Well, there are other potato chips. No, sir, not like Jay's.
See, dear, Jay's is a natural potato chip.
They're made from thinly sliced fresh whole potatoes. You followed my wife home for potato chips? They're cooked in corn oil and cottonseed oil. Tastes great.
You know, additives or preservatives in Jay's. Here you are.
Oh, thank you. You're going to eat the Jay's potato chip standing right here? No, I could finish it outside in the rain.
Would you like another one, dear?
I wonder, do you have any Milkum
Oh,
House,
sure.
Selma?
Harry, get this man a glass of milk.
How about a sandwich? Thank you. Jay's go nicely with sandwiches. Or soup. You have tomatoes to leave. Jay's, the natural potato chip. We're for real.
Steve Foucault comes in for Kansas City. They just picked him up on waivers from the Detroit Tigers. He replaces Paul Splittorff. Splittorff went 7 1/3 innings. He allowed all White Sox 3 runs. On 8 hits, he walked a man, and he struck out 3, and he is responsible for the runner over at second base. Now, Foucault, with Detroit, had won 2, lost 4 with 4 saves, with an earned run average of 3.37. They don't have any stats on him for Kansas City, so I will imagine this is his first appearance with the Kansas City Royals. Pittsburgh defeated Atlanta tonight 5-1. 10 victories in a row for the Pirates. And they have now moved into an identical tie for second place with the Cubs. Both clubs with a record of 63 wins against 62 losses. The Pirates are coming tra-la-la-la. Bob Glass, who's with Associated Press here in Chicago, informing us that the Pirates have a much easier way to go than either the Phillies or the Cubs. Lamar Johnson, the batter, facing Foucault, making his first appearance for the Kansas City Royals. Blyleven was the winner in that Pirate game. He's now 11-8. Negro, the loser, 5-14. Here's the pitch. Here's a swing and a long drive into left, but it's going to curve foul and be out of play into the seat. Lamar punching that ball to left. Really not a lot of oops behind him. And an arc foul. Cincinnati has changed pitchers in the 8th. Cardinals leading 4-3. Bear has come on the pitch. Right-hander ready. Here's the one-strike pitch. Here's a swing and a base hit into left center field. Here comes the runner around to score. Lamar makes the turn at first and comes back, and it's a 4-1 ball game. So Whitey Herzog going with the percentages, bringing in the right-hander to face the right-handed hitter, and it didn't work. And that run is charged to Splittorff. So Splittorff's total statistics for the night: 7 in the third innings pitched, 4 runs on 8 hits, walked a man and struck out 3. And the batter is Eric Soderholm, who up until Lamar's RBI single had driven in all 3 White Sox runs tonight with a pair of doubles. Doubled home a run in the 4th to tie the game, doubled home 2 in the 6th to give the White Sox the lead 3-1. Now up there with the White Sox leading 4-1 and a runner at first with 1 out here in the bottom half of the 8th inning. And now Foucault wants to talk to his catcher, Gerald Porter. Other baseball today. Cleveland beat Milwaukee. Andre Thornton, a home run in the 11th, 9-8. Texas beat Minnesota 4-1, a 3-run homer by Sundberg in the 10th. And tonight, Detroit leading Toronto 5-2 in the 9th, and the White Sox leading Kansas City 4-1 in the 8th. Check the National League for you in a moment as Foucault working out of the stretch delivers, and it's up high a ball. The Pirates won their 10th in a row, beating Atlanta 5-1, moving into a second-place tie with the idle Cubs. Cardinals now leading Cincinnati 4-3. That game has now moved into the bottom of the 8th. Right-hander ready. Here's the pitch. Inside a ball 2. Mets lead San Diego 1-0 at the end of 1. Philadelphia just underway in Los Angeles, and we've been informed that pitcher Don Sutton has called a news conference to apologize publicly to Steve Garvey for the remarks that he made about it in a newspaper article and the resultant fight between the two. Here's the 2-0 pitch. Swinging a long drive. The left hurdle is there to his left, and he's got it about 10 feet in front of the warning track in left field. And there's 2 down. 2 out, and Mike Colburn, the batter. He has flied out to center, flied out to left, and popped up to short. 0 for 3 tonight. Not only has Sutton made some unkind remarks about Garvey as well as his family in the newspaper, but he's got a radio show out in L.A., and he has gone after him on that. Just a matter of jealousy on the part of Sutton and a couple of the Dodgers, including Bill Buckner now with the Cubs, who used to be a Dodger. Here's the pitch, swing and a miss. It was Garvey, you know, who moved Buckner off of first base and made him expendable. That's one of the reasons they were able to trade him to the Cubs. He was upset at Garvey over that. Here's the pitch. Outside a ball. How in the world anybody, if you legitimately get beat out for a position, to be upset or replaced in a job? Beyond me. But at any rate, Sutton, and I give him credit for it, apologized publicly tonight before that game to Garvey. Here's a pitch outside a ball. 2 balls and a strike. Never be afraid to admit you're wrong. Mr. Sutton did that tonight. Here's the pitch outside. 3-1. Bad one here would put runners at first and second. Bring up the left-hander, Bob Molinaro. The left-hander in the Kansas City bullpen replaced Foucault when he came in the ball game, and that's Steve Montgomery. Marty Patton, a right-hander, still throwing. Right-hander ready. Here's the pitch. Here's a swing and a base hit down the left field line. Lamar Johnson holds up at second as Hurdle charges the ball and gets it into the infield. That's the second hit off of Foucault, and here comes Whitey Herzog. And he's going to bring in the left-hander Mengori to face Molinaro. So Foucault pitched a third of an inning. He's allowed 2 hits, is responsible for the 2 runners. Colburn at first and Lamar Johnson at second. 4-1, the White Sox out in front here. Mengori making his 37th appearance of the year. He's won 1. He's lost 3. He has saved 7 for the Royals, which is second high to Grabowski's 16. And he has an earned run average of 2.68. So Foucault, making his first appearance as a Royal, allows 2 hits that resulted in a run scoring charge to Splittorff in a third of an inning. Mengori this year has pitched a total of 6 innings against the White Sox, allowing only 1 run on 5 hits. He's walked a man and struck out 3. Has the 3rd best earned run average against the White Sox for any of the Royals, according to their reports. ERA of 1.50. So manager Whitey Herzog again playing the percentages that backfired on him earlier in this inning. Well, the Soxogram reminding the fans that Boston is going to be in concert here on Saturday, September 2nd. White Sox will be out of town. I guess Santana's going to be here also, as well as Eddie Money. Well, Leon Sherman, who's listening tonight here at the ballpark, we're talking about the fence. For some reason, I had thought that the center field was all the way to 445 at part of Landis' career, but he says no. It was 415 feet when Landis played here. Then when Barry was here, it stayed at 415. Then they moved it in to about 400. I guess that's why I remember Landis on the warning track. Here's the pitch, a bunt. Coming in is Brett. He's got it. Molinaro trying to bunt his way on. Punts it right into the mitt of George Brett, and that retires the side. In the inning, White Sox add an insurance run on 3 hits, no errors, 2 men left on. So we go to the 9th. It's the White Sox 4, Kansas City 1.
The sporty Chevy Monza.
When you're driving down the road and you're moving through a curve and your car's looking good, it's showing lots of nerve in the Monza. A Chevrolet.
Whoever thought a car that looks so good and moves so well would be priced so low? Only $3,659. That's the manufacturer's suggested retail price, including dealer preparation for Monza 2+2 hatchback coupe. Tax, license, destination charges, and available equipment extra. Chevy Monza, $36.59. A very stylish little number.
When you're turning lots of heads, landing off above the herd, and your car moving through the night, and no bird in the Monza. A Chevrolet.
The new Chevy Monza, $36.59. For a car so sporty and so well equipped, it's priced surprisingly low. See your local Chevrolet dealer now.
Gordon Brown back at Comiskey Park as we go to the 9th. It'll be Darrell Porter, Quinn Hurdle, and Amos Otis. 2 left-handers and a right-hander to face Mike Crowley. In the bullpen for the White Sox, right-hander Larry LeGros. White Sox out in front here by a score of 4-1. Now talking about Landis and Barry. Boy, 2 outstanding center fielders along the ilk of Johnny Mostel years ago. And we appreciate Leon Sherman's help in that matter. I didn't get a chance to see those guys that much because I was downstate at St. Louis Cardinal games most of the time. Working in Springfield and Peoria. Never did get too many White Sox telecasts in those days down there, and WMAQ wasn't broadcasting the White Sox in those days. Darrell Porter tonight is 2 for 3. He's accounted for the lone Kansas City run with a leadoff homer in the 4th inning. The White Sox had shut the Royals out for 17 innings. when he hit that home run. White Sox now allowed Kansas City only one run in the last 22 innings. Schuler shut them out for 3 2/3 the other night. Wilbur shut them out for 2 innings. Wilbur Wood. Kravik shut them out on 3 hits in 9 innings last night, and Crowley has allowed only 1 run in 8 innings here tonight, and that being the home run by Porter. Right-hander into the windup. Here's the pitch, and it's low. This is the only American League game going on right now, as the Tigers have just defeated Toronto 5-2. Wilcox over Moore. Jason Thompson, the game's only homer, his 23rd of the year. Here's the 1-0 pitch. Swinging a foul. Out of play, the upper deck on the left side near the skybox. One strike in the batter. Right-hander goes into the windup. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 2. That ball moving in on the left-handed hitter. Kansas City, on Porter's home run, took the lead in the top of the 4th, 1-0. But Eric Soderholm doubled home Ralph Garr, who had tripled in the 4th, to tie it up. Here's the 1-2 pitch outside of ball. The White Sox, on Soderholm's second double of the night, took the lead in the 6th with 2 runs after Sox had nobody on and 2 out, and they rallied for 2. Then Lamar Johnson singled home a run in the 8th to make it 4-1. Here's the 2-2 delivery. Swinging the grounder, right side. Pryor to his left, has it, throws, he got him. 1 out, 2 to go. And Clint Hurdle steps up. He has flied out to left twice. He's grounded into a 3-6-3 double play, and defensively, he overran a ball in the left field corner, dropped to his left at the base of the wall that allowed the White Sox to score 2 runs. The ball was catchable, and that gave the White Sox the lead. Here's the pitch. Swinging a foul out of play as it goes on the roof over the skybox. 4-1. White Sox out in front. They've out hit the Royals 10-6. Here's the pitch. Swinging a grounder. Takes a high hop into right field, a base hit. Pryor to his left. Couldn't come up with it as it took a high hop over his mitt. And the Royals have a runner at first with 1 out, and Amos Otis the batter. Otis 1 for 3 tonight. Boy, Pryor got a good jump on that ball. It was there, but it high hopped him. He had to be about 6'3" in order to get that one. And the batter is Amos Otis. Singled in the 2nd, flied out to center in the 4th, and grounded to 3rd in the 7th. Washington is going to run for Hurdle. UL Washington running here. Washington has stolen 11 bases. They've got Willie Wilson on the bench. He has stolen 35, but the word is that Washington is the better base runner, though sheer speed, it's Willie Wilson. But his run really doesn't mean that much. Right-hander ready. Here's the pitch. Runner not going. Swinging a foul off to the right side. Potdeck in the on-deck circle. White Sox leading 4-1, trying to win the series 2-1. Win the season series here at Comiskey Park 4-3 with a victory tonight. It would also put the Royals in 2nd place. Right-hander ready, runner not going. Here's the pitch, swinging a base hit to left. Now the Royals have the tying run-up in the form of Freddie Potdeck as Thad Bosley gets the ball back into the infield as Otis pulls the single to left. And now Larry Doby, White Sox manager, goes to the mound. He's got Laren LeGros, a right-hander, down to the bullpen. The White Sox at one time had a slew of left-handed relievers, but right now it's Pablo Torrealba and Wilbur Wood. left-handers in the starting rotation are Baumgarten, Kravik, so Doby going to keep them in. We're going to get a pinch hitter here. Steve Braun is going to pinch hit for Potek. Potek was 0 for 3 against Foley. So Herzog going with the percentages, going with Steve Braun, whom they acquired for Jim Colburn from Seattle earlier this year. Braun hitting .268 with the Royals with 11 RBIs. Hitting .248 overall for the year, 3 homers, 26 RBIs. He represents the tying run. We're in the ninth. Right-hander ready. Here's the pitch. And it's low ball. Crowley got Porter and Hurdle. Got onto the base hit. Washington running for him, and Otis singled to left. So the tying run is at the plate. Right-hander ready, working out of the stretch. Here's the pitch. And that's a strike. Evens it up to Braun. 1 ball, 1 strike. Frank White in the on-deck circle. LeGros continues to loosen up the White Sox bullpen. White Sox have turned over 1 double play tonight. A second in this situation would end the ball game. Right-hander ready. Here's the pitch. Swinging a grounder to third. Goes to second for 1. Relay. Not in time. So Otis, the middleman, is retired 5-4. Larry Doby walking towards the umpire. Now he goes to the mound. Apparently Pryor got stepped on. Well, they're talking to Foley. Something happened to Foley. We're going to get a pinch hitter for Frank White. I don't know what Foley did to himself. That ball was grounded to Soderholm. Soderholm on that play went for the double play to second on to first as they didn't get it. He had a chance to tag the runner, Washington, coming down the line, but he thought he could get the double play, and the White Sox just didn't miss getting it. So the Royals have runners at first and third, and Laren LeGros comes in for Foley here. With 2 out and 2 on in the ninth. So what happened to Foley, we know not. Looks like he might have done something with his ankle the way he was walking off. I don't know. But Charlie Sands spotted it right away and went out to the mound. And Tom Poquette from Eau Claire, Wisconsin, a left-hander, will pinch hit here in the ninth with representing the tying run. Runners at first and third and 2 out. Poquette hitting .205. He's hit 3 homers and driven in 25 runs. Frank White, while he was in there, was 1 for 2. He had singles, grounded out to short, and he also got on and a walk. They're in the bottom of the ninth at Cincinnati. The Cardinals leading the Reds 4-3. The Pirates defeated Atlanta 5-1 tonight for their 10th straight. They've moved into a tie for second with the Cubs. That's leading San Diego 1-0 at the end of 2. The Phillies at Los Angeles just underway. Those are the only games in the National League tonight. Everything in the American League is over, with the exception of this game. This afternoon, Texas over Minnesota 4-1. Cleveland beat Milwaukee 9-8. And tonight, the Tigers snapped Toronto's winning streak at 6 straight, defeating the Blue Jays 5-2. So Poquette's the batter. And Pete Vukovich and the Cardinals just beat Cincinnati 4-3. It's all over. Here's the pitch. Here's a swing and a fly ball to right. Molinaro is there. This should be the ball game. He's got it. Sox win. They've allowed the Kansas City Royals only 1 run in the last 23 innings to win the series 2-1. left on. And 14,524 leave the ballpark on a happy note. And the White Sox win the season series against the Royals here in Chicago, 4-3. And we'll be back in just a minute with the totals and highlights.